So now let's group the particles that we have encountered so far as bosons, leptons, and hadrons. So the bosons, we have 5 bosons, and they are the force carriers, or you can think of them as the messenger for the 4 fundamental forces. So we have encountered the gluons, which is the force carrier for the strong nuclear force. The photons, the force carrier for the electromagnetic force. The W minus and plus, W plus minus, and the Z bosons, which is for the weak interaction. And lastly, the graviton for the gravitational force, which is yet to be discovered. So bosons, these 5 force carrier particles have an integer spin of 1. So this is a characteristic spin for bosons. So next, we have discussed leptons, which are 6 of them. So they are particles that interact via the weak or the electromagnetic forces. So we have the electrons, the muon, the tau, and their neutrinos, the electron neutrino, muon neutrino, and tau neutrino. So leptons, unlike the bosons, they have half integer spins. And last, we have the hadrons. So the hadrons can be classified by mesons or baryons. So the hadrons interact by the strong nuclear force. So for the mesons, we have discussed so far the pion plus, the pion minus, and the pion not. So these mesons have 0 spin. So the next type of hadron is the baryons, or you can also think of them as the nuclear materials. So we have discussed protons and neutrons, and these baryons have half integer spins. So here we have a table of summarizing the particles that we have discussed so far. So for bosons, we have the photon, the WZ bosons, the small letter G for the gluon, and the big letter G for the graviton. For leptons, we have the electron, the muon, the tau, the electron neutrino, muon neutrino, and the tau neutrino. So among the leptons, the lightest one is the electron. The next is the muon, which is heavier than the electron, and the heaviest one is the tau. For hadrons, we have the mesons, which are the pion plus, pion minus, pion not, and let's introduce another particle, which is the kaons. So we will be encountering kaons in the next discussions. So for baryons, we have encountered protons, neutrons, the lambda, the omega, and the sigma particles. So these 3 particles will be discussed further in the next lessons.